controller sounds. Controller sounds. I feel like it's been quite a while since I last did some controller sounds. So I thought, why not bring it back this evening? So, before I start talking your ears off, I'll make a few sounds for you. Try very hard not to bump into the microphone. No, I'll start on a different topic than that. We'll get to that later. Today, I started a new game. Not like a recently released game or anything like that. But a game that is new to me specifically. A few of you have recommended this game in the comments, and my best buddy has also recommended me this game dozens of times, and I had a little extra time on my hands tonight, so I figured why not sit down and give it a go. Now, the game in question, and I might butcher the pronunciation, so forgive me if I do, but the game is Clara Obscura Expedition 33. Now, I've heard 1,000,001 great things about this game from so many people, but at the same time, when the Game Awards came around a few months ago, or maybe it was longer now, I can't quite remember. I remember it got quite a bit of hate and was somewhat controversial as well. A lot of people were saying that it did not deserve Game of the Year and all of the different awards that it had won. Now, I've only played exactly 1 hour of it, so far. So I can't give a super well thought out opinion quite yet, because there's just so much more to experience in the game. I've barely even started. But I will say I am absolutely hooked already, even though it's only been 1 hour. I mean, gosh, that game is so atmospheric. I mean, I got through the prologue this evening, and I won't spoil anything. Not that it would be much of a spoiler so early into the game, but I did an hour, and gosh, it's not the graphics, it's not like, although the graphics are very good, don't get me wrong, it's the actual, it's the atmosphere of it. It looks amazing, and not like fidelity-wise, but just the atmosphere. I mean, there's these rose petals everywhere, and the lighting is so dramatic, and everything's like incredibly colorful, but also not at the same time. It's very, very strange, but it looks amazing. And the music, oh man, so much like piano music and opera-esque music. So there is singers hitting really high notes and beautiful, beautiful piano music. I mean, and the voice acting is fantastic so far, and the characters, their eyes, and I've never seen anything like this in any other games that I have played personally. I'm sure it exists, but in the ones I've played, they don't do it like this game does. The characters, their eyes are super expressive from what I've seen so far. I mean, it's amazing, honestly, and the combat is so cool. It's turn-based combat, but it has some real-time mechanics to it, like parrying and dodging. And, I mean, it's awesome. It is so awesome. It's super fun, and adds an extra layer of depth, and kind of breaks the formula of traditional turn-based. Now, I personally really like turn-based games. I think they're really fun. One of my favorite games of all time is Octopath Traveler, and that is a turn-based RPG. So, I wouldn't complain regardless, but I know quite a few people don't like turn-based games, which is more than understandable. But if you're one of those folks that doesn't like turn-based, and that's what pushed you away from this game, I highly recommend giving it a shot, because they change it up in a way that keeps it super fresh and awesome. My experience with the game in 1 hour has been amazing. It's been a very, very long time since I've been sucked into a game like that. It was awesome. Now, again, I've only played an hour, so who knows? Maybe the quality doesn't, or isn't consistent throughout the rest of the game. But if they manage to keep this level of quality, then I can easily see this becoming one of my all-time favorite games. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything in case one of y'all might be playing through it or planning to play through it. But I will admit, I'm not ashamed to admit it either. In the 1 hour that I played of this game, it had me crying like a baby. It's very emotional right out of the gate. And like I said, a combination of the music and the expressions of the characters, along with the voice acting, just everything. It's packaged up so nicely. I mean, yeah, I played that hour, and when I closed the game, I had to sit there for a moment and try to, happy myself back up, because it genuinely made me very, very sad, and it had only just started. So, I can only imagine that, the ending of this game, I have no idea what it's going to be, but I can only imagine that if it keeps this kind of, these kind of themes throughout, I'm probably gonna start sobbing a few times throughout the game. So, I've got that to look forward to, I suppose. I cry pretty easily when it comes to stuff like that. Movies, games, books, music. They make me cry pretty often. Something about it, I don't know. It's always gotten to me. And there was, oh man, a few years back, I played Final Fantasy X. It was my first Final Fantasy game, or my first proper Final Fantasy game. I had played Final Fantasy XIV quite a bit, but a traditional, single player Final Fantasy, that was my first one. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, but besides that, you get what I mean. And again, I won't spoil anything about the game in case one of y'all plan to play it or are currently going through the story, but that is the hardest I've ever cried at a video game before. I have never been so upset in my entire video gaming life. I've cried at a couple different games over the years, over my lifetime. But that one, oh, that one killed me. It really did. I was genuinely distraught when that game had ended. I was at for 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. 2 weeks after I completed the game. I would be at work, and I'd be doing my thing, and then I would think about the game. And I would start to tear up at work while I was doing my thing, because I would think about the ending to the game. Yeah, that one was brutal. I was not prepared for that, and again, I mean, you know what's gonna happen. The later part of the game heavily alludes to where things are going, you know? But even still, I was holding out hope that maybe they would find a way to do what they were setting out to do. And, I was heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken. That game kills me. Even now, thinking about it years later, still makes me sad. Such a sad game. I remember watching the final cutscene and just, completely ugly crying. Tears streaming down my face. And I had snot running out of my nose. I had snot bubbles. It was bad. It was so bad. And it hits you with like a 1-2 punch, you know? There's a sad part, and then it kind of gets a little bit better for a moment, and then it gets even sadder. It's terrible. It gives you a little bit of hope, and then it takes it away. Oh, that game killed me. So yeah, I'll let you all know if this game manages to beat the record for game that I cried the hardest to once I finish it. It's probably gonna take me quite a while to finish. I don't really have a whole lot of time for solo games these days. Normally, if I'm playing a game, I'm online with my friends. So that's where 99% of my video game time goes to. But, yeah, when I can sneak some solo game time in, that is definitely the one that I'm going to be playing the most of. I'm already hooked. 1 hour in and I'm sold. I'm totally sold. That's what I was gonna mention. I didn't read super far into this, so I might be wrong. I don't really have a very good grasp of the situation, but I remember a few months back, somewhere around there, articles and just people mentioning that there was some kind of AI usage used in that game. I don't know what parts of it are AI. If I recall correctly, they didn't use any AI for the art or the music, but more for the concepts of the game, if that makes sense. And again, I could be wrong. If one of y'all are more educated on this topic, they used AI for like concepts and brainstorming. And a lot of people didn't really like that, which is more than understandable. I myself am not the biggest fan of AI. I do a lot of different crafts, a lot of different trades that, people are able to kind of use machines for, and AI learning at this point in time to kind of take shortcuts. So I've been affected by it in a sense as well. But with that being said, I do think that it can be fairly useful from time to time. I don't think it's something that should be heavily utilized or replace artists or anything like that. But it's definitely, personally, what I like to use it for is just finding information a bit faster, if I'm looking for something very specific, it does a really good job of finding links to what I'm looking for instead of looking through random forums on Google. That's my primary use of it. It's just finding information a bit faster, not asking it for information, because it tends to be wrong a lot of the time. But links to more reputable sources. So it can be useful, but in my personal opinion, I don't think AI should really be utilized in creative spaces. I think it can be useful for things like that, a good example is I was running a D&D campaign years ago, and I don't know how to draw at all, but I wanted some artwork done for a specific scenario. At the time, I was a lot younger. I had no steady income back then, so I really couldn't afford to commission an artist. So I used AI to make some images of different things in my campaign, and that was really, really great because it would just added a little more depth to the campaign at the time. But that was something for kind of personal use, and I didn't really have any other means back then. So I certainly think it can be useful, and it can be a really good tool for certain things. But if you're doing something like making a video game, that's going to be kind of commercially used. I think it's best to kind of stray away from that path and have actual people, behind the scenes doing that. So yeah, I think it depends on your resources and what you're using it for, That's my personal thoughts on the matter. I'm in no way stuck in my views on that. If some of y'all have different views on it, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you would like to share. I don't judge. So if you, maybe someone will make a really good point and I'll go, oh, hey, who knows? Who knows? All I ask is that I know this is kind of a, like a touchier subject these days. So all I ask is that if you do talk about it down in the comments, and maybe some of you spark up a conversation, try to keep it as civil as possible. Please and thank you. There's no need to argue. We're supposed to be relaxing right now. But yeah, let me know what you think about AI and some of its different uses. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. I kind of always do. I like to hear what people have to say. But yeah, me personally, I'm not someone who is outright against it. There's a lot of things that I am against with it, but I can certainly see a little bit of use and some good in it as well. So, yeah, I guess I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it overall. Does that make me like a fence sitter? Is that what I am? Oh gosh. I think I am. That's alright. It's my honest opinion, so what can you do? And again, I can't stress this enough. I'm not trying to start any arguments or anything like that. Just kind of spewing thoughts like I always do. But yeah, anyway, I'm kind of on a tangent, but there was some talks about how they had used AI for like the concepts in their game. And that turned quite a few people away. Which, yeah, hey, that's understandable. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of discord with AI right now. So, I get it. But, so far, I've been really, really enjoying the game. And I'm very, very excited to play some more. But anyhow, it's about that time to call it a night over here. So, before I start making some more sounds for y'all, I'm gonna bid you good night. So, I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, and that y'all stay safe out there. Have a good one,